Hey, it's Franco Finn for CBS. I've got James Hetfield with Metallica. It's always awesome to see you guys, especially here home for the local team, San Francisco Giants. So tell us, briefly, what brings you about here?
Well, we're fortunate enough to live in the Bay Area and hook up with the Giants, and they're local boys doing good. We're hopefully in the same department as that. It's basically just having a fun night. Celebrating local folks, local music and whatnot. So the fact that this is our second time, we did okay the first time, so we got asked back for number two.
Yeah, and definitely, of course, for everybody knows you guys are from San Francisco, the Bay Area, and so it's even a bigger deal when you're here for your local team, the San Francisco Giants. And it's great because you guys have gone through a lot of cool things lately, like a movie. Through the Never was amazing. That was the last time I actually saw you guys out there. And what did you think about that and the success of that film?
Well, a new adventure for us. We are musicians, but all musicians want to, do a movie, and actors want to play music or something like that. But yeah, the movie was quite an adventure and an amazing journey. We learned a lot. I really enjoy how it came out, and obviously wish that more people would have watched it when it was in the theaters, because that was the ultimate place to watch that thing. But the fact that it's out and about now on DVD, and you can even get it in 3D DVD.
Yes.
Yeah, we love doing that. We love adventuring out into different stuff. But right now we're going to be starting to, we got some summer festivals coming up, but then we got to start writing a new record.
Yes. Let's talk about the new record. A lot of people want to know what's this album have that's maybe different from all the rest.
Right, we want to know that too. We got to sift through about 800 riffs and figure out what the best stuff is. Lyrically, there's a lot to work off from the last 6-7 years since the last record, and we're constantly inspired by stuff, not just books or movies or things like that, but life happenings, being parents and things that happen in life. It lyrically especially comes from within. So we've all learned a lot in our lives the past 6 years, so that'll show up in there.
What about the what kind of form would it be, like the like the Load Reload, where you had two albums released at the same time, really close in proximity? Is it going to be something like that, perhaps?
No, I don't think so. Load Reload was it was more like overload. There was a lot of songs,
Yeah.
And what do we do with all these? We can make a lot of songs pretty good, but I think we learned a little bit of a lesson from that why not focus on 8 to 10 really good ones instead of it's quality over quantity. Not that they weren't great songs, but it seemed like a little too much to bite off and chew, and making the fans wait even longer, and ourselves, frankly, waiting longer to release something. So, we're going to be focusing on, a single.
A single first, and then just kind of go from there and see what happens.
Single album.
Oh, single album. Oh, I see. Yeah, single album. Yes, instead of going overboard with something like that. Let's talk about some of the the festivals like Orion Festival, for instance, right? It didn't really get past its second year. Would there be something in the works like that again down the road?
You never know what's going to happen. There's always hurdles that show up for us, adventures. Orion was one that we tried. It didn't seem to pan out. It was a great time. We had a blast at both of them, and hopefully, if people, if you were there, you were fortunate. I don't know if it'll happen again in the States ever again. Who knows what happens with that? But other things like going to Antarctica, playing in China for the first time, and continuing to do festivals. And writing a new record. That's what's on the agenda.
That's top priority right now, definitely. But besides the festivals and Through the Never, that movie, is there any kind of other projects you'd like to dig into? Maybe as as a group or individually, what would you like to do?
Sure. Well, we don't really sit around and talk about, hey, let's do this, or hey, we're trending here, let's do that. There's no big powwow that happens. It just, we sit down and it happens organically, and whatever comes our way is meant to be. And if we can contribute to it, that's great. If we can't, then we'll let it go. So there's plenty of things that come through the office that get binned, because priorities with other things. So the next record for sure is what's on the agenda, and doing some shows here and there just to get out and get your I don't know, get your chops up, get out of the studio, get out of that environment, and get inspired.
Okay, let's talk about some of the things that you like to do off the music cusp. How about cars? I know you're big into cars. Talk about the Black Pearl.
Yeah.
And what a bad car that was. Bad meaning good, like badass.
Yeah. Right. Well, no secret that I enjoy motorsports and cars in particular. Building cars, building custom cars. Part of that scene. I love I love the flow of the cars. I love the art part of them. I love the sleekness and the uniqueness of each car that you can dream up. And the Black Pearl is one of those things where we had we had initially been taking other vehicles, cutting and pasting from other cars, making your own prototype in a way. This one we actually started from scratch. We started with the 48 Jag, and then basically tried to work it, and basically ended up going down to frame and then building it from there from scratch from a drawing. So it took it to a whole nother level of car building from a drawing.
A couple more questions here. The obviously the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We've got some metal in there. We've got AC/DC, Kiss, Metallica, of course. What would be on your Hall of Fame ballot, James, for next time?
Well, I see Rush is in there now. A band like Deep Purple. It's remarkable that they're not in there. And a band like Motorhead. For me, is the essence of rock and roll right there. That they certainly need to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay, and then we've got to, of course, end with a San Francisco Giants type of question, and better yet, how are we better than the Dodgers? let it out.
In many ways, in all ways, some of the other team were in the dressing room just earlier, and it's like they walk in and say, "Hey, can we get something signed?" It's like, yeah, they are people too. It's like, yeah, have a good game, but just don't beat us.
Yeah.
You want to wish them health and doing better. But as far as any athletes, we support any athlete that is trying to take himself to another level. So I love rivalries as well. So nothing against LA, but we're better.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, you've heard it right here, James Hetfield with the San Francisco Giants here for our special Metallica night. It's going to be awesome. Guitar picks and inflatable guitars.
Yeah. Shaped like an explorer as well. Not your typical, your regular curio shop blow-up guitar.
No, this is the real deal. This is nice. All right, well, thanks for joining us on CBS.
Thank you, Franco.
All right, rock on.